Hello, everyone. I see that I am live now. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. If you're catching me live here, please say hi. If you're watching the replay, please type in hashtag replay so that I can say hi to you. I see some people on here, but I don't see your names yet. So please let me know if you're here by saying hi. If you're new here, welcome. You are watching in the marriage and motherhood community, and I am the host, Michelle Perda, and I'm a marriage coach for moms, and I help moms fall back in love with their marriage again. Teach them all about how to have easier conversations, how to deepen connection so that you can love your marriage and have a marriage that your kids can look up to and end up wanting to get married so they can model to their kids what they learned from you and have even better relationships. I see Leanne. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Amanda. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments how your day is going so far. Even what are your plans for 4th of July? If you are in the US, what do you guys plan on doing? That's going to look very different this year because of COVID. I see signs everywhere when I walk outside that no one can set off fireworks, like in the parks. Everything's taped off, so it's gonna be really interesting. I plan on grilling food. That's what I'm most excited about. If you don't know that about me yet, I really love my food. I love cooking and I love eating just as much. So I'm super stoked to bring over some raw oysters, some chicken wings, and I think I'm making carne asada too over to my parents' house. So I'm super stoked to eat that and prepare it and share it with my family. Hello, Dominique. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so today I'm going to touch on a post that I had put up, I think last week, and it was about your thoughts on what you think about when you hear the phrase happy wife, happy life. And I loved reading all your responses. It was really fun, and also it was quite polarizing. Some people said it was silly and lighthearted and funny, while others had pretty strong opinions about it. And so I wanted to share with you guys what the gist of the responses were. So I got both people need to be happy. It's selfish. It should be happy spouse, happy house. I hate it. It's annoying. It's funny. It sounds like saying, shut up or your thoughts don't matter. So let me know in the comments what you think about the phrase happy wife, happy life. I am genuinely curious about what your thoughts are when you hear that. Have you said it before? Do you cringe anytime you hear it? What are your initial thoughts when you hear someone say happy wife, happy life? So I actually used to say it a lot, and it was out of fun, right? Like, hey, if your wife's happy, then you got it made. Like, you won't have any issues and your relationship's going to go really well. Dominique says it's old fashioned. Totally. Okay, so now I'm in the camp of happy spouse, happy house, because it is true. Both people need to be happy. But recently, when I saw the phrase, I had a different perspective on it, and I want you to hear me out. I'm still for the idea that both people need to be happy in the relationship, right? That needs to be true. But when you take a look at what the words are saying, let's take a look at what's actually true. To have a happy life, right? You need to be a happy wife. So if you take away this being said to the husband or the groom, right, then it's very true. And I think the message actually needs to be shared with the bride and not the groom. The bride needs to hear happy wife, happy life. Because in order for her to be happy, to have a happy life, She needs to be happy. Following me? Okay. She needs to know what it takes to take care of herself, self-care wise, self-love wise, know what she needs and wants so she can ask for it, know what type of support that she's looking for to receive it, to request it, in order for her to be happy. But what's not true is when you hear happy wife, happy life, is that it's not to be told to the groom. It's not his responsibility to make her happy. You should not be marrying someone to make you happy. You should be two whole individuals or two individuals working on yourselves that strengthen each other when you come together, that support each other. But the responsibility to be happy falls on the individual. Now, that doesn't go to say that your spouse can't do things that contribute towards your happiness, but you yourself are responsible for your own happiness by the choices that you make, the thoughts that you choose to have, the actions that you take, your perspective, your mindset. That all falls on you. So when you think happy wife, happy life, think about it in terms of what would it take for me to have happy life, right? Because we're all wives here. What would it take for me to be happy in my life, for me to be a happy wife? Because marriage is the #1 relationship that impacts your satisfaction with life, other than your relationship with yourself. Okay? So again, he is not responsible for your happiness. Can he help it? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, if you don't know what it takes for you to be happy and you don't do the things to help yourself grow as a person, to love yourself, then no one can help you be happy, right? So again, still very true, happy spouse, happy house, because ideally, both of you guys are happy, ideally, right? And it's no good if it's just one person happy and the other person is not. But you only have control over yourself. And so that just leads to you needing to do what you need to do, whether it's understanding yourself more, raising your self-awareness, making time to take care of yourself, whatever that looks like, to feel happier in life, to enjoy life more, so that you can then show up as a type of wife you want to be for your husband. It doesn't help the marriage if you don't feel good about yourself. It doesn't help the marriage if you're doing nothing to change your life, your experience of life. Imagine you showing up to your marriage cranky, bitter, irritable, unfulfilled, versus being the kind of person who actively takes care of themselves, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. Imagine the difference it would make and how you would show up in your marriage if you could fulfill yourself. Okay, so that's what I think when it comes to happy wife, happy life. I think that you do need to be happy to have a happy life, but it doesn't have to do with the marriage. It supports having a happier marriage, but it is not the whole equation. If it comes down to thinking about the relationship, then happy spouse, happy house, right? Supporting each other to have the life that you each want and getting on the same page, supporting each other with your different passions in life, supporting each other with when one feels down or feels stressed. Like right now in my marriage, my husband's going through some health issues and we have no idea what's going on. No one can diagnose it. All the tests are coming back fine. Doesn't look like on paper that anything is wrong with him, but he doesn't feel well. And so I'm going to support him by letting him rest so that he can get back on his feet and get back to being the partner that I need long term. So I'm picking up a lot more stuff around the house. I'm taking on more responsibility. I'm supporting him just like how he supported me while I was pregnant and didn't have any energy to do things. Or when I had bronchitis earlier in the year and I couldn't do much but rest, right? We take turns in supporting each other. But when it's not that time where one is down and the other one's doing great, it is really important to continuously improve yourself, to continuously ask yourself, what do I need to be the best version of myself? Because it is you showing up as the best version of yourself that will help your marriage flourish. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how can you possibly take care of other people to the best of your ability, right? Going back to the imagery that I love to talk about, right? Where you give from. If you're a glass and the water inside of it is how great you feel, how fulfilled you feel, and you have a pitcher of water, and the water in the pitcher is the self-care that you give to yourself, the love that you pour into yourself. Give to other people from the overflow, not from what's inside the glass. You need to be full for you to feel good in all areas. No one's asking you to be a martyr, right? We learned from our moms that that doesn't work. Don't be a martyr. Fill yourself up and give from the overflow so that it's not at your expense. Do that for yourself. Do that as an example for your husband to be like, hey, it's totally fine to take care of yourself. Do that to show your kids what self-care looks like so that they don't think that they need to sacrifice themselves in order to meet other people's needs, right? This is another example of healthy boundaries. So let me see. Okay, don't see any other comments. Actually, Leanne said it's dismissive, totally. If you look at it from a viewpoint of that's how marriage works, right? If you look at it from the viewpoint of happy wife, happy life, as in only she needs to be happy and that his needs don't matter, then yes, it's absolutely dismissive. But if you choose to look at it as what would it take for you to be happy, then happy wife, happy life absolutely rings true. But when you're talking about the collective, it needs to be about happy house or happy spouse, happy house. Okay. Any questions from anyone watching live? Please type them in. I would love to answer any of your questions or even know what you're thinking. What thoughts are coming up as you process what you think about this phrase. And if you're catching this on the replay, please feel free to comment your thoughts as well. Okay. All right. I have an exciting announcement coming up on Monday, so please stay tuned. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm super excited about it. It's something that I've been working on and finally got down to doing it and making it happen and having the courage to put it out there. So stay tuned on Monday. I'm going to drop a little bit of some details on it on Monday, and then more to come as I get closer and closer to finishing it out. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend if you're in the US. I think yesterday was Canada Day. So happy Canada Day to all of the Canadians in this group. And please continue to be safe and reach out if you ever need anything from me. If you need support in your marriage, whether it be how to deepen your connection or how to convert your conversation so that they're easier, so they're not so stressful, please let me know. I would love to see how I can support you and see if coaching is what you need and if you are fit for working together. All right. I wish you tons of love and tons of health and light. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.